now I would like to take the opportunity now to have Jenny Granado come up, and she's going to talk about her, there aren't even words to describe how horrible her experience has been because of her local government losing control because they took that really, really enticing grant from her local board, her regional board.
The Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution states, "No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation." Ever since the 2005 Kelo case, private property rights have taken a beating. The city of New London, Connecticut condemned several properties under eminent domain, transferring ownership of private property to a private developer. The idea was the land would be redeveloped for economic benefit of the community. The private developer won that case, but the land was left an empty lot because financing fell through. My question is, does construction of a public bike path merit confiscation of private property under eminent domain? I agree. Our case involved the taking of a front yard for what was a non-essential bike path. During the process of discovery, we found Washington Township used those exact words to describe the plan that was to be built, this bike path in Montgomery County. On March 6, 2008, the unelected Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission, aka MVRPC, approved federal funding for a $5 million bike path extension. Originally only 5 feet wide and going through a nearby public park, the plan morphed into a 10-foot wide bicycle road. That would cut through private property. This was sometime in January of 2011, when the MVRPC adopted a complete streets policy that required all new road construction to include sidewalks and bike paths. In August of 2012, a Montgomery County representative came to our house to discuss the project. The proximity of the bike path came up and how it would be located right off our doorstep. I explained my elderly mother was handicapped, and we used that front door for her only access in and out of the house. She was unable to walk alone without support of her walker, a wheelchair, or one of us holding on to her. Whenever she had an appointment, we loaded the wheelchair into the back of the car and drove up to the front door to assist her out to the car. On hearing this, the county representative said they wouldn't be able to complete the project. Apparently under the Americans with Disabilities Act, it is unlawful to use federal funds in a project that denies a handicapped person access. Well, we thought that would be the end of it, until we received a letter from the county making an offer for our property that was to be used for the project. We were shocked. The road had already been widened once in 1992. Now they were going to widen it again, adding an island and a 10-foot wide bike path that would eliminate our front yard and Mom's only available access to her home. We wrote the county commissioners begging them to reconsider. The construction limits were less than 5 feet from the front wall of our house, and there was a real fear our house would be destroyed with all the heavy equipment moving around it. An historic building, our house was built before the Civil War, and it rested on hand-hewn beams and limestone. The stones had no mortar between them, and they in turn rested on the ground. Some of the beams in the house still had bark on them. The bike path would run right under Mom's bedroom window, and it would be active all hours of the day and night. If that wasn't enough, the plans changed the drainage in our field. What began as a 15-inch pipe in 1992 became a 6-foot culvert, draining water from across the street into our field. We wondered, why the huge culvert? And why not put the bike path on the other side of the road where there were no buildings and there were public parks already in existence? We later learned the land across the street was owned by a wealthy developer. Our plea to the county to veto that plan fell on deaf ears. I began calling everyone I could think of, the governor, our state representative, Congress, the Farm Bureau, the Army Corps of Engineers, senators, the ombudsman. We got nothing. In hopes of stopping the project, we even hired a lawyer who specialize in protecting historic properties. A founding member of the Washington Township Historical Society took up our cause. She wrote the Columbus Historical Society demanding our home be given a historic designation as it was culturally significant to the community. Although the Columbus Society accepted this individual's testimony in several cases in the past, our house was denied that distinction. Even though Austin Boulevard and the entire development known as Austin Landing carried the name of the man who farmed our land and lived in our house. Prior to that, War of 1812 Brigadier General Edmund Munger owned our land. Even Washington Township zoning regulations state sites of historic, archaeological, or cultural value and their environments should be protected to safeguard the character of the feature, including stone walls, spring houses, barn foundations, and underground fruit cellars. Also, no yard shall be reduced in area, making said area less than the minimum required by zoning. Township regulations also protected trees with a circumference of over 47.1 inches, designating them heritage trees. We lost one such pine tree that was over 100 years old. Yet all this was nothing compared to what happened July 31st, 2013, when Montgomery County workers began removing the mature trees and hedges from our front yard without warning. Mom had a fatal heart attack. After that, our case had a whole new meaning. Neighbors appeared before Washington Township trustees demanding to know how such a project could be approved. A group protested in front of our house. We protested at MVRPC meetings. Some even gave out flyers explaining our plight at the Americana Festival, Ohio's largest 4th of July celebration. One group even did a YouTube video on our behalf. Reporters interviewed us, yet the project continued. Since all of this began, Montgomery County delayed our court date 4 times, knowing that justice delayed is justice denied. So here we are today, one death in the family, thousands of dollars in legal fees, one ruined home, and years later, our case is almost settled. Is this the America we want? One where federal money with strings attached overrides private property rights and destroys lives? Or the America where the individual still matters and has the right to ownership and enjoyment of the fruits of his labor? It's up to us. Thank you.